Discover yourself, who you are, what you can do in your life. Let's ask from brain to think and talk to act accordingly.
Hello, today we are going to discuss about list comprehension in Python. List comprehension in Python is a quick and concise way of creating lists from the ones that already exist. It provides a shorter syntax to create new lists from existing lists and their values. Suppose there is a list of cars, and you want to segregate the vehicles that start with them. The first thing that might come to your mind is using a for loop. Let's see how you can write the previous code with Python list comprehension. As you can see in the above example, you used for loop and append to create the new underscore list with only the car names starting with M. List comprehension in Python shortens this long process and allows you to create the new underscore list with just a single line of code. Now let's see at the output. Now, let's look at loop example in Python. And its output is. As you can see in the previous code example, you used for loop. List comprehension in Python shortens this long process and allows you to create it in just a single line of code. Let's see how you can write the above code with Python list comprehension. As you can see, by using list comprehension in Python, you could shrink the 3 lines of the for loop code in a single line. And its output is. You can also use nested for loops in Python list comprehension. Suppose you want to find transpose of a matrix. Let's see how it is done with the use of list comprehension in Python. And its output is. Now, let's talk about conditionals statement in list comprehension in Python. Conditionals are nothing but the optional if conditions in the list comprehension that you have seen earlier. Now, look at another example that uses a conditional in the inbuilt range function to create a new list with odd numbers from the existing list. Following code's output is. You can also use nested conditionals, i.e., nested ifs and if, else, with list comprehension in Python. Let's look at examples for that. And its output is. Nested list comprehensions are nothing but a list comprehension within another list comprehension which is quite similar to nested for loops. Let's take a look at example to understand what nested list comprehensions can do. And following code's output is. Now, let's talk about the benefits of using list comprehension. One main benefit of using a list comprehension in Python is that it's a single tool that you can use in many different situations. Second, list comprehensions are also more declarative than loops, which means they're easier to read and understand. And, last and not the least, it is an attractive feature because it can save programmers time and energy. Simplifying syntax means coders can complete complex operations with less code. 2 common cases where you shouldn't use a list comprehension are. First, you don't actually want a list. List comprehensions build lists, but that's not the only reason we use for loops. Sometimes we have functions or methods whose main purpose is their side effect, and they don't return anything meaningful. Second, the logic is too long. List comprehensions is that they make your code shorter and clearer. Once you start packing too much into a single statement, it becomes harder to follow than a regular for loop. Thanks for watching.